Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Yo, man. Big Guap goes viral again. Listen.
We gonna,
when people start seeing
she said, She said, we're gonna take it back for a second.
What happens when you start getting favored?
Yeah.
When you start getting favored, is you become a target.
Yeah.
When people start seeing God bless you without their influence.
Without
their recommendation. Let's talk. And God gives you another avenue of favor.
Yeah.
They had nothing to
Yeah.
do with.
Hold on, my sister. Hold on. I'm talking too much. Listen.
A target of favor. When people start seeing God bless you without their influence, without their recommendation. Come on, let's talk. And God gives you another avenue of favor.
Another
they
one.
had nothing to do with.
Nothing.
It's hard, I found out, Mother. It's hard for people to celebrate what they can't take credit for.
Woo! It's hard for people to celebrate what they can't take credit for. Hallelujah. Amen to that. The haters ain't even see me coming. I didn't ask for permission. I didn't ask if y'all okay with female boxers. Are y'all okay with dark-skinned girls? Are y'all okay with girls who over? I didn't ask you that. Oh, I'm overconfident. I'm cocky. I'm loud. I didn't ask you. God already chose me and favored me. Amen? I just popped up. Nobody needs to be favored by another human being to be successful. I don't owe nobody for the success. But God. God has blessed me and continues to bless me every time. And I don't owe nobody no credit except for God, who has continued to bless me more and more and more and more and more.
Okay. Now, it doesn't stop there. But I'm going to continue, right? What's going on with Clarissa Shields, man? Now, you know, she's losing it, man. Now, the thing is, when somebody sent this to me, so I'm watching it, right? And I'm listening, and I'm like, initially I felt like she does stuff to intentionally to go viral. And I still think she's done a lot to intentionally go viral. But this rant, this wasn't intentional. Like, I'm listening to her. She's talking about dark-skinned girls. Listen. The internet's getting her. She picked a battle with the internet. And the thing is, she won't leave the internet alone. I'm not qualified to diagnose anybody with anything. But me watching it, I think she needs to first get away from the internet for a little bit and maybe just have a conversation with somebody. Because she is getting beat up, man. When she's away from the internet, you can tell her mind is just taking her down. But she's dished out so much. Like, when she started off this video, she's like, yeah, come on in. So she's encouraging the trolls to come into her live and, to start going at her. I'm going to tell you, it's not the content creators. There may be some stuff that bothers her about that. I'm going to tell you, it ain't the content creators. Because what it is the lives, what I think. I think sometimes some of the content bothers her. I think it's the lives, man. It's the people who just come to her pages, whatever she's doing, and they're just in there like roaches, just non-stop attacks on her. But the thing is, man, she picked this battle. So when I watch her, y'all know me, I don't really have an opinion on anything. I don't care one way or the other when it comes to anything dealing with a lot of these people on the internet and with Clarissa Shields, because she's made a choice to come out here and dish out a lot of bad. She made a choice to come out here and go at people. She made a choice to come out here and talk about, look at me, I'm okay. You're not okay. Look at my status. Look at what I have, what you don't have. You know, you're broke, you're a bum, you're ugly, I'm pretty, I'm rich, I have everything. I must have a successful career, you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? She's been very insensitive, and she's been very narcissistic. So she's there, and she just happened to be listening to, you know, she's saying Sister Renee. But anyway, she's listening to somebody who's talking about something that she felt she connected with. But my thing is, there's nothing funny about it to me. It's not sad. It's nothing. It's just, it's like I tell you, it's like a case study to me. She's interesting. But just get off the damn off the internet. Nothing good comes out of this stuff when she does it. It's like I keep telling you, Clarissa Shields is content gold. And I did a video the other day. I said there are people who have created channels in like the last year, right? Can't even wipe their ass. And every video is about Clarissa Shields. They don't talk about nothing else. They started a channel just to talk about Clarissa Shields. Some have been monetized. Some are making money. Others, they're not there yet because you got to have a little bit of swag about you. You got to be able to carry a little bit of a conversation. There got to be something about you. Anyone can just throw Clarissa Shields videos out. It doesn't mean it's going to stick. You'll get a few views, but it ain't going to stick. But when I watch this right here, you know, she's content gold. This is crazy. Let's listen a little bit more because it gets worse.
Because you got to understand this.
Yeah, and God gives you another avenue of favor that they had nothing to do with.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's hard, I found out, Mother. It's hard for people to celebrate what they can't take credit for.
Yeah, Renee.
As long as you're paying homage to them.
Huh?
Come on, let's talk.
Huh?
They like you, but when they can't manipulate you, they set up traps for you.
Huh?
Here, let's talk.
Huh?
They set up traps for
Yeah.
you. They throw you in pits with
Yeah.
hooks that you'll never get out.
Thank you. What?
Look at somebody and say, I'm coming up out of this. Yeah, God is giving me favor, and I won't be in this pit. I won't be in this.
I'm coming up out of this. What? I done came up out of it already. I just showed up on the scene. I didn't ask for permission. God gave me permission. Bless me, bless me, bless me, and bless me. Continues to bless me with deals, sponsorship, fights, fans, movies, opportunities, good health, family, favor. Continues to bless.
Stop right there. Listen to this. She didn't say nothing about a man. Just this is what I think it really is. She didn't say nothing about a man. Listen.
Me with deals, sponsorship, fights, fans, movies, opportunities, good health, family, favor. Continues to bless me with deals, sponsorships, fights, fans, movies, opportunities, good health, family, favor, house, cars, favor. Quit looking for validation from folks who don't want to validate you because they jealous of you. Stop wanting to be appreciated by folks who never want you to be nothing.
She talking about Papoose, man. What y'all think? Stop looking for validation. Want to be appreciated by folks who never wanted you to be nothing. Now look, I don't know. That sound a little bit. That sounded to me like she's talking about something personal. For her to bring them trolls in. Now, look, I don't know this, but she invited the trolls in. Something that she's always blocking people, right? But she invited them in this time. Almost for them to look at her and listen to her talk about how she doesn't need validation, they don't need validation, and how she has all these things, but she didn't mention her man. when she was on Tigger, she talked about having cars, hair, money, a man, good man. She didn't say nothing about a man this time. So what's up?
You can't. People want you to have to give them credit for everything.
She talking about Papoose, man. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. But I just want to hear y'all opinion on it. You know what I mean? I think it's crazy that she went to the internet and she's doing that. Now, I'm trying to be fair. If she's targeting trolls and content creators, which is what somebody said, right? I think the trolls have made her crazy. But I think this right here, this outburst, is about Papoose. What trolls can take credit for anything that Clarissa's done for them? None. So she can't be talking about the trolls. She's losing her damn mind because the trolls have just drove her crazy. And obviously there seems to be something going, a little trouble in paradise. Like the boat been rocked and, somebody may have jumped ship. Content creators, she hasn't done anything for content creators for her to feel like we're trying to get validation through her or somebody's looking for an attaboy from her. Or, you know what I'm saying? Nobody cares. Well, she is not talking about trolls and content creators. She's talking about Papoose, man. Now, I'm thinking about her family members. She said she has family, so she's obviously not talking about her family members. The one thing she didn't say Papoose. Now, could this be what we've been talking about? Because if so, we're going to find out soon enough. Now, I don't be on the internet like that. I was at the gym and I got this, and I was actually finishing up on the treadmill. I walked for 45 minutes, then I went and lifted some weights. So I don't know if there's other articles floating out there where she confirms that something's going on with her and Papoose. But this is the downside to this shit, and we said it was going to be coming if this is what it is. It's going to get worse. But that's why she put so much stuff out there on the internet about her and her man and this and that. I'm curious to see what happens next, because is she just going off on the trolls? But it sounded to me like she really, and this has something to do with Papoose. Now again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't mind. It's just a conversation. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to have a conversation. But what's even more alarming is that it just seems to get worse every time. It gets worse every time. I know her cousin has said some things. I haven't listened to all the interviews she's done. I get like a little minute here, a couple minutes here. I can't listen to all that cussing and carrying on. I just can't do it. But I've been able to draw the conclusion that between what little couple of clips I've seen and what people have told me during the lives, is that, there seems to be a little bit more going on with Clarissa, and that, if depending on the buttons pushed, we'll see who she really is. And I think that's what we're starting to get. You know what I'm saying? This thing about being favored by God. Now, I'm not around people who talk like that. Okay, so when I hear that, I'm like, what do they mean? So, God favors you usually means a person believes you have received divine grace, blessings, or special kindness from God. Now, I'm not here to say whether she has or hasn't received anything from God. I'll just say she brings up God quite often, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Other people will disagree, but I just think that from my experience, when you start getting people who normally don't really talk a lot, don't speak spiritually, start speaking spiritually, because they about to hit rock bottom. You know what I mean? Or they're going through a very difficult moment. You know what I mean? So when I hear her now and going off, when she's talking about Sister Renee was speaking, that tells me that she probably at a low point in her life, and she's looking for strength from something. Now remember, I'm not trying to say I have all the answers I know. I'm just having a conversation. But different faith traditions explain it differently, but common meanings include unmerited grace. Favor often means receiving good that you didn't earn. Opportunities, protection, mercy, or doors. I mean, she's talking about the cars and all that, man. I mean, she talk about the house, family. I mean, I don't know, man. When I think about God favors, she's favored by God. Maybe she is. I don't know. From where she came from to where she is now, I'll say this. From where she came from to where she is now, where she was before she met Pap, she was up and away. Let's be real here, right? Before she met Pap, Clarissa was up and away as far as her career. Okay? It's time for a straight up conversation here. And I know she watches the videos. She was up and away. Yeah, she is a little bit chippy, but it wasn't anything that people weren't willing to tolerate or deal with. You see this shit going on right now? Then maybe people say, no, the way she is how she always was. You know what? Maybe there have been instances where she would have a flare-up where the Flint, Michigan came out of her. But for the most part, Clarissa was up and away with her career. Then she met Papoose, right? And her career, it didn't do anything. This shit about 8 million. I have a feeling if her and Papoose are beefing with each other, I think the truth gonna come out about that 8 mil. I think the truth gonna come out about a lot of things. You know why? Because she can't hold water. She talks. She's gonna say something. Especially if she's feeling that someone else is trying to take credit for what she's done as far as boxing. I listened to the ladies since August of last year. Whenever the women talk about her and her boxing career and how Papoose come in, yeah, I did the deal. It was me. I went and I did the deal. I sat in on meetings. I met with different entities. All the ladies chime in to say he's trying to take credit for her. She shouldn't give him all that credit. She's where she's at because of her, not him. He didn't do anything. He didn't make her who she was. And they're absolutely correct. Clarissa's career, I think where she's at right now is, I think she'd be further along if she would have never met Papoose. That's just my opinion. Because now everything with her is negative. You know what I'm saying? Everything that she spews out is hate, insensitive, and now it's a victim stance, and some of the shit's just confusing. Fans, when they respond to her, they either don't say nothing or it's aggression. They're just recycling the aggression. It wasn't like that before. I'm telling you, it wasn't like that. I didn't stop following Clarissa Shields in the last year or two. I've been following her since she's been a professional boxer. So when I speak, I'm speaking with intelligence. I'm telling you what she was. Her career her career was intact, man. She had her shit together. This and MMA, that's what she should have kept doing. Because she was becoming a draw for both crowds. She was getting both crowds to look at her and respect her and support her. Everybody was talking about, boy, Clarissa Shields a beast. Now they're calling her everything else but a beast, or some adjective to describe her as a great fighter and a great human being. Well, they got all different kind of adjectives they use to describe her now. She wasn't on here before that I remember doing these rants about, I'm favored by God and I'm this and I'm that and don't need no one to validate me. I don't remember all that. I don't remember all that. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, she ain't gonna let that slide. One thing about Clarissa Shields, that's what I always say, when it comes to her boxing career, that's the one thing she has that's pure. You know what I mean? Near and dear to her heart is her boxing career. That's everything to her because she has control over that. So if, in fact, there's some trouble in paradise, and she feels like, hold on a second, maybe she had a moment there where she kind of had a bit of mental clarity and she snapped out of the goddamn hypnotic state and said, hold on a second, you taking credit for me? Well, then hold your horses and stop taking to the goddamn stupid like her champion says, because you ain't did shit from my boxing career, especially if she knows behind the scenes, a lot of that stuff they've been saying is not true. You know what I'm saying? She knows. But that's why I'm waiting to see what else is going to come out. Because Clarissa knows. Look, we don't know what's really going on. None of us know. She knows. Papoose knows. Win Records knows. Demetrius Salita knows. None of us know. Nobody knows. All we know is what little things she does and says. We can talk about that, but we can't talk about what's going on behind the closed doors and shit like that, or what's on the paperwork. Nobody has her specific contract. Nobody has anything that I'm aware of when it comes to her business dealings with Papoose, Win Records, and Demetrius Salita. Now, if somebody has that, well, great. Y'all know I don't be on the internet like that, so I wouldn't goddamn know. But I don't think so, because if that shit was out there, I'm sure that shit would have been circulating all over the place. And I would have got it. But long story short, this ain't good. This isn't what she wants. This is not what she wants. I don't even really know what to say except good luck to everybody involved. Just glad I ain't part of the bullshit. Put your whole world out, your whole life out there. Your whole everything out there. And come out here talking like this. But we're going to see. We're going to see. You know me, I don't wish good or bad on anybody. We just sit back and see how things play out. You know, I'm always talking about setting the planning factor. So I'm setting the planning factor right now. It was for a year. August would have made a year. We're in May, June, July. It's a few months away. I'm setting it to December now. Now it's like, okay, we got August. Now I'm focusing on what happened between August and December. Because 2027, I already know that shit's going up in flames. 2027 is going up in flames, folks. Y'all can forget about it. 2027 is not going to be the year where she comes and has a little junior. That's going to be where she's going to be pissed off and complains. Because, and this is just my opinion, she wanted to have a child by 30. You know what I'm saying? Everything got pushed back. Everything with her is getting pushed back. All her plans. You know what I'm saying? She's about to be, what, 32 this year? Next year, 33. So she'll be 3 years removed from her goal. Now, I'm not saying that she should just come out here and meet somebody. You know, I mean, I'm definitely not saying she should have a child with Papoose. She said she's favored by God. Maybe if the two of them separate, she'll understand that maybe the big man is saying, we put you through something here. We're going to bring you out on the other end, man, unscathed. A little bit of bullshit with the internet. A little bit of emotional trauma, but get you back on your 2 feet, man, and maybe you change the way you operate because you see that internet, that virality, that money, all that attention, that ain't what you want. You don't need to do that because maybe then she'll understand that we all know she's a 2-time gold medalist, 19-weight world champion, and she can dominate in the ring. Now, will she regain all of the fans? I doubt that, seriously. But I think over time, you know, I know some will. They've already said it, but over time, you got to be consistent, though. People will be like, whatever. But it'll tone down. But the thing is, she can't relapse. But I tell you what, as of right now, she's going viral again and got everybody talking. And you know what's crazy, when you go through the comments, they really don't feel sorry for her. And I totally understand. With me, you know, I don't really have an opinion. But I watch to see the comments, you know, who's saying this about it. And I'm not looking at the shock shit because I don't find humor in none of that. Like, I just don't really care. I'm looking to see if there's 100 comments, how many of them are saying something positive? You know, like that's interesting to me. You know, I'm a metrics guy. So I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, okay. And I'll be honest with you, boy. Before, I used to see people in the comment sections on my videos and some of the other videos out there. I would go and I see a video on her. If I see there's like over 100 comments, I would, you know, go to the comment section, just skim down. I ain't really seeing that many people defending her no more. I'll tell you that shit right now. Anyway, good luck to everybody involved because I'm telling you, this shit can get worse. But let's see. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised she's not talking about, Pap. I don't understand. So we'll see what's up.
Oh, I can't give nobody the credit for where I'm at in life but God. Speak, Holy Ghost. My hard work, my obedience, my prayer life. All you need is you and God, and you can get to wherever you want to get to. You don't need to be accepted by man,
Y'all hear that?
human, woman, man.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to tell you. I'll leave it as that. Fasten your seatbelts and get your popcorn. I'm in the breeze.